Hello, hello, hello. Okay, guys, you see the title, so let's just get right into it. I'm going to kick off with Genesis chapter 12, first verse. Now the Lord has said to Abram, get out of your country, from your family, and from your father's house, to a land that I will show you. I'm going to read it one more time. Now the Lord has said to Abram, get out of your country, from your family, and from your father's house, to a land that I will show you. Yeah. At times, God will require us to separate from certain places, people, and mindsets. Certain people, places, and mindsets. Because why? He's trying to do something new in you. He's trying to take you to a brand new promise. He's trying to take you to greater. He's trying to elevate you to a different level. It's time for some of us to go higher and higher and higher. But we can't keep doing it with those old mindsets, those same old people, those same old habits. No, if you're going to transition into a new you, it's going to require you to separate, you and I, to separate from those things. Okay? God had called Abram to separate from what he was accustomed to. And it can be very challenging. It can be very uncomfortable. You know, you want to get promoted into a new job, but how would that promotion occur if you keep doing the same body of work? You got to exercise your mind to do something different. You got to get into a different zone, and you got to be comfortable with doing it. Well, I'm not even going to say comfortable, because there will be some discomfort. It will be, you're going to be uncomfortable because you're going into a new zone. You're going into something that's new to you. But guess what you're doing? You're building your muscles. You're building up new skill sets. You're building up yourself so you can embrace new opportunities at this season in your life. You just can't keep staying in the same old place year after year after year after year. Now let me say this. It is possible to stay in the same position and still elevate, because why? You're opening up your mind to learn new things. You may say, well, I'm good where I'm at. But you still should be learning something new. You should be sharpening your skills. Iron sharpens iron, right? So I'm not saying you got to just get promoted on top of promotion on top of promotion. But what I am saying is that you should be learning something new. We all should be opening our minds to learn something new. Don't get so comfortable that you think you know it all. You don't know everything. I don't know everything. So open your mind that you can learn something new. So buckle up. Buckle up for this one, because it's going to be a little tight. We might experience a little bit of turbulence. What does the flight attendants tell you to do? There will be a little challenge. So just buckle up, buckle up, buckle up. All right. So the first thing we want to discuss here is everyone can't handle your elevation. Everyone can't handle your elevation. Some people only stay in the old version of you. It's true. They only understand what you used to be, where you used to go, what you used to do. That's all they know about you. So they can't handle when you start talking about new, switching it up, doing something different. As you grow, some relationships naturally shift because your mindset changes. Your mindset changes. They're still stuck like Chuck in the same place from 1980. They're still in the 80s. They're still in the 70s, the 60s, whatever zone they're in. But you have moved up to 2025, and you're already thinking about 2026, So holding on to people who can't support your growth can slow you down. I'm going to read that one more time. Holding on to people who can't support your growth can slow you down. It's true. They can't understand this new path you're going down. Because why? They do not have a vision for themselves. They don't have a vision for themselves. So, of course, they don't understand you trying to elevate yourself. Y'all remember this? Y'all know I like to go old school. It used to be this thing. Elevate your mind. Get yourself together. Elevate. Y'all remember that? Get yourself together. I sing a lot. I do a lot of little quirky stuff like this. But yeah, it used to be this thing we used to play as kids. Elevate your mind. Get yourself together. That stands true. Elevate your mind. Get yourself together. Elevate your mind. So there are some signs on the surface that someone can't go with you. There are some signs. Let's identify some of these signs. They discourage your growth or make you feel guilty for wanting more. Y'all ever experienced that? Why you want to do that? Well, what's bringing this on? Oh, you think you all that now? Oh, we always did it this way. You don't need to go hang with those people. You don't need to attend that workshop. What make you think you need to do that? You don't. Or maybe you have been guilty of doing that to someone and wasn't even aware of it. Maybe you have a friend who may want to go and get their doctorate's degree or their master's degree or whatever the case may be. And you're like, you're good. Not understanding that those are words of discouraging an individual. And you may not think you're doing it. That's why we got to constantly pray. God, let me make sure I'm saying the right thing, that I'm leaning this person toward encouraging. I'm motivating people. So sometimes we can do it and not be aware we do it. Sometimes parents, I think back with me and my mom, and I would have went off to college. I know I would have, but I felt this. I could tell she didn't want me to leave her, and I stayed, but sometimes parents, we got to be really careful that we're not holding our kids back. What will be, but sometimes we got to let them fly. Don't try to put things in their head and make them feel like everything is secure at home. I have a saying that I tell the younger generation: you can always come back home. There's a whole world out there. You can always come back home. Go try it. If it doesn't work out, come back home. But what if it does work out? What if it does work out? So parents, be very careful about that. And I know my mom loved me with all her heart, but she didn't want to see, I was the last one. She wanted to see her baby leave, so I stayed. But sometimes I do think, had I had left, what would have, but yeah. Another sign is they celebrate your struggles more than your success. They celebrate your struggles more than your success. Oh, that home wasn't meant for you. That's why I didn't go through. Don't worry about it. You still can keep your lease. Oh, it wasn't intended for you to get that new car right now. That's why I didn't go through. Yeah, don't worry about that. I got you. They are comfortable where they are and don't want to see you change. I already talked about that. So just be real careful about that. Look for some signs. If you're trying to progress and certain individuals aren't cheering you on, you might want to raise your brow. Here's some action steps. Evaluate the people in your circle. Are they helping you or hindering your progress? Ask God for clarity on who is meant to stay and who is meant to be released. That can be a very challenging one. You already see the signs. You've already heard the conversations. You know you need to be spending less and less time with these individuals, but yet and still, you won't do it. You got to ask yourself some questions. Are you keeping people in your life out of comfort or calling? Are you keeping people in your life out of comfort or calling? I'm going to leave that alone. The power of divine separation. The power of divine separation. God moves people to make space for better connections. Holding on to expired relationships can delay blessings. Holding on to expired relationships can delay blessings. Let them go. Let them go. Now, if they are in a dire's need and you can help, do that. It's time to grow up. We are about to go into April. Yeah, it's time. Y'all, at what point are you going to grow up? At what point are you going to develop your relationship in Christ? When? Jesus himself experienced separation even from his disciples at times. Read your word. Read your word. There are times where God just had to go and get off by himself. Sometimes you just need to go be by yourself. You still loving on your friends still loving on you, but there is a time of separation that is needed. There is a time of separation. Sometimes I don't want to hear from nobody. I'm serious. I just don't want to hear from nobody. Sometimes I just need that time to connect my thoughts. I don't need nobody in my ear. I don't need nobody telling me all this. Sometimes I disconnect myself from social media. I just don't want to hear. I shut it down. Sometimes I'll shut it down for 24 hours, 48 hours, 3 days. Crickets. I'm good. I need that time. You need that time so you can clearly reconnect. Me and my husband was talking this morning, and he was saying reset. Sometimes you just need a reset, and that is so true. You need to hit that reset button. Nothing is wrong with that reset button. Learn to embrace endings as a part of God's plan. Trust that what he takes away, he will replace with something better. Okay, he walked away from you. It doesn't feel good right now, but guess what? You'll survive. You'll be okay. She said no. You'll be all right. Trust. Believe. You're going to have more money too. You'll be okay. Shake it off. Shake it off. You didn't get the job, and this too shall pass. You'll be okay. You didn't get everything you wanted. It's okay. Sometimes there are delays in our lives. It's okay. All it's doing is grooming us for better, taking us to the next level. Have you ever had a relationship end only to realize later that it was for your good? I've experienced this. I can look back on people, places, things. So many, and people will look you straight in your face and pretend to be on your side when they are not. But you can only get that through wisdom and discernment. Wisdom and discernment. Walking in purpose without apology. Walking in purpose without apology. You don't owe an explanation for outgrowing relationships that no longer align with your growth. You don't have to give this long excuse, write this long story. People ghost people all the time. They just do. They do. People ghost people all the time. I'm not telling you to ghost anyone, but there's a way to do things. And the other person, they feel it too. They feel it. They already know it. They feel that awkwardness or whatever. And it is what it is. It is what it is. Some people will misunderstand your growth and they'll just go anyway. They'll just go. It's a misunderstanding. Walking in purpose requires courage, even when it means walking alone for a season. You will have seasons where you're by yourself. That's where you're growing. That's where you're really hearing from God. You're seeing what he's lining up for you. It's okay. Your real friends, they get it. they get it. Your real friends, you can go without talking to somebody for 2-3 months and call, and y'all just like it never happened. It was like you never broke that connection. You just pick right back up. Guess what? They're growing too. They're busy with their purpose as well. They got their own business going on. So it's no love lost. Everybody's good. Everybody's good. So again, question: are you ready to release what's holding you back so you can step into your next level? Are you ready to release what's holding you back so you can step into your next level? Again, sometimes we feel like we're being pulled in all different kind of directions. You got your family tugging you one way, you got the job tugging you one way, you got your own personal things tugging you one way. You got to just lean into what God has for you. So ask God, what is for me? Where are you carrying me? What should I be doing? Who should I be around? What is next for me, God? And He will give you bits and pieces. He may not give you everything at one time, but He is definitely showing you if you are what? Linked up to the vine. Linked up to the vine. We got to stay connected to the vine, which is Jesus. We got to stay so we can understand what He has for us, because what He has for us is greater than where you are now. Do you have enough courage to step into your next? Do you have enough courage to step into your next, even if that means going by yourself? You won't be there by yourself for a long period of time. You're just in an adjustment season, and it's okay. It's okay. Okay, guys, I'm going to end right here. Until next time, continue to grow and glow in the Lord.